So we're gonna find G-engine. Um, I have a PDB right here, which shows you labeled stuff, which is very useful for comparing assembly. And then I have the 1.8 IDA open over here. So if you go to the source code for Unreal Engine, and I know that there's a function called uengine init, and basically Unreal Engine has these documents where you can documentation where you can find where the actual code is like defined in the source. So right here, if I go here and then I search in the file uengine init, we can find here. And then if we go to our P2B and we look for uengine init here, it takes a while because it has like a lot of functions to look through. But if you press F5 and then decompile it into like pseudocode, which is C code, that isn't really, which makes it more readable. But so if we look for where G-engine's referenced here, like right here, it's referenced there. So if we look here and then we look for B enable on-screen debug messages, we look. So this is set script maximum loop iterations right here, and then we see that G-engine's here. So if we look for this string in our game, it's gonna take a second to load. You go to there, and then you click F5 again. We see that it looks very similar, and then we see this. These are definitely the same things, and basically you can't rename. Well, never mind. So this is G-engine. You can right-click it, rename global item, and there you have your G-engine. Yeah, it has all the references, like a ton. So we're also gonna find, what should we find? Could find, f named string. So this is gonna purely use, the PDB. If we look at f named string, it doesn't have any strings in it. So what we're gonna have to do is, we're gonna have to look where it's called in. So just a random function, we can try this one. This doesn't have anything. So you're gonna have to go here, check this. This doesn't have anything. Until you find a function that has a string in it and it calls f named string. Okay, so basically f named string has two functions. One has an out and then one has a return value. The one with the return value gets called way more. So just this, for example. Yeah. So we found something. So if we go to here, go to IDA, the other IDA, we search for the string, and then we click the xref is where it's referenced. We click F5, and I already have f named string named, but if you look, it looks very similar, and it's called right here. So yeah, it's called like all right here and stuff. And then you can right click it and then rename, and then since IDA doesn't let you rename it, like you can't put colons, semicolons, or anything in it, you have to copy the name from the PDB and then name it here. And that's about all. Oh, and you could also find f named to free, f named to free, f named to string here too. F memory free. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. And then you can name these if you want. It doesn't really matter. You're not really going to use them. But you can if you want. And then rename, global item, copy it from the PDB, paste it into here, and now we have a name. And then to create a pattern for it, for memory free, so we can find an IDA view by searching free. It's going to take a second. And then we find free right here. you have to go to options, general, and then opcode bytes. Yeah, change that to 10. And that's gonna take a second to load. And then we're gonna select all these. And then you might have SigMaker, and if you do, then you select those, and then you do create IDA pattern from selection. Hold on, I have to reset my window, my desktop, because it's complicated, but I kind of messed something up. Basically, what that would do is, the SigMaker, yeah, see, it makes you a Sig. So now what you can do, you can go here, press Alt and B at the same time, and then paste that Sig in. Make sure it doesn't have a space at the end. So you press enter, and then it'll search for the Sig. There you go. And if you don't have SigMaker, then you'll just have to copy it manually. 4A85. Yeah, you'll just have to do this until there's no way to determine how much bytes you have to select, so it's kind of like you just have to, it's a trial and error. You just have to keep trying. SigMaker does have this feature where you can auto create it, but that does take in like references, and that's kind of complicated, and sometimes it will take forever to create a pattern, so I just do it manually. That's about all. Oh yeah, G lets you jump to an address, like G engine. Since we have it named, we can just jump to it like that. And yeah.